But you were busy writing a Zoloft script from what I remember, and then something inside of you said that you wouldn't take that medication. You speak a lot through internal family systems. From what I can see, there was a part of you that said, I wouldn't
Yes.
take this. And there's a part of you that said, okay, I'm going to rebel against this. Tell us a little bit more about that, because I'm pretty sure there's many practitioners would say, I wouldn't take that, but they would carry on writing the scripts and they would just
Mhm.
stay mainstream. They wouldn't write that book. They wouldn't sort of attach themselves to mentors like Dr. Nick Gonzalez. There must have been something in you that said, hang on, I've gone through my own journey and I'm gonna take this on. Whether it was a wounded side, a shadow side, or a part of you, it's a part of you that you use to start the journey of exploration.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Thank you for that question and the nuance, because I am a huge believer in parts work and also family constellation, and it has helped me to really approach my unsavory aspects with a kind of radical acceptance and maybe even approval. And that has been the signature of the work that I've done over the past couple of years. At the time, it was just classical cognitive dissonance, right? So I had this dominant part that said, this is good, this is right. And in fact, I was specialized in prescribing to pregnant women. And so when I was pregnant at the time, writing this prescription, as you referenced, it was certainly dissonant to have this other part make itself known that said, well, I would never take this. Okay. It was the same part that said, I'm not taking Synthroid or I'm not taking a thyroid medication, right? And it must be, the part that actually is aligned with the meaning, the purpose, the message of any particular symptoms, right? That there is a reason. However, at that time, it just felt hypocritical, right? Like it just felt inauthentic. I became somewhat self-conscious of it. Like, why is it good enough for them? Are they like a lesser caste of individuals than me or something?
Mm.
And so I ignored it, as you do, right? I suppressed it. And so it was really much later in this sort of unfoldment that I would meet that voice again. It was probably a year or so later. And I do think that, especially now, like, this was 15 years ago. So especially now, I think the currency of authenticity has become the most valuable that we have to exchange. And I can't imagine coaching or sitting in the clinician or practitioner's seat without having done every single thing that I would recommend. And so that's where this archetype of the wounded healer really has its moment, right? Because unless you have walked through the fears and the frustration, if not rage, the feelings of disempowerment that arise when you naturally, because of the programming we've been subjected to, triangulate against your own body. Unless you've walked that journey, you can't imagine, what it is like to
Mm.
try to thread the needle. And I often say that if there's, one thing I believe is the signature of healing, it's that you get on your own team
Mm.
and you no longer see as a problem what your body or your mind or your emotions, what is happening here, right? So that includes, and I would say that the deepest mastery comes through working with physical symptoms, right? So if you are bleeding rectally, if you've had insomnia for 9 months, or if your hair is falling out, or you have tremendous rashes on your body, or, you have heart palpitations, whatever it is, to get to the place where it's not actually a problem to fix. And it sounds trite, but I think it's the deepest work that a human can do in this lifetime. And that's why when I, sort of survey the new age spiritual scene, I see this piece missing, right? Because you can come into the oneness and the unified field, you can learn self-love, you can learn self-care, you can find your shadowy projections in your partner. You can do so much beautiful work through these tools. And if a symptom arises and you think that it's a problem to fix, and that is a reflex that goes unexamined, you will forever be living in that fundamental split from your divine source energy, right? However you want to refer to it. You will not be able to access it when you most need it, right? And so you'll play in the superficial realm until perhaps you're invited to come home, to truly come home and say, this is me, right? It's not my
Yeah,
body doing a thing I don't like that's
exactly.
annoying, right? This is also me, as much of an expression as whatever, might come through your mind.